Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal. You may notice we're in transit already to a new place. I made some decisions here. So first of all, let me update you on where we are, where we're going. We're headed over here to the system of Gardnaus, which is a terrible name for a system. First of all, because it causes us to travel across 5 new systems, obviously, great for points. Secondly, it's on the other side of this area. If we decide that we're about to bail on our alliance, which I think is, it's a thing that's going to happen relatively soon, this will be a good place to do it, because we can just duck into Davion space and start working on our reps again. But also, I had to have some time pass so that we could finish the repairs that needed to be done on our mechs, so that I could swap some stuff out, make some changes. You can see here, I've done some work. I've done some work in the intervening 5 game days. I'm trying to vary up our weight classes a little bit so that we can have mechs available for when we need to do a 2-skull or something. And also there's been some other changes. We'll worry about those when we arrive. Once again, episode coming out a little bit later than I intended. However, I'd like it to be noted that a lot of stuff has been going on behind the scenes. It's not like I was just lazy. I did a bunch of spreadsheets. I figured out what our pilot skill allocations need to be. I did a bunch of work figuring out what a good balance of weight classes would be so that we could... Darius, hush. He's right. I did hire enough pilots to completely fill our barracks, and it's very expensive now, every single month, to pay all of our people. But we're accumulating a lot of pilot experience score every single day at this point. Yeah, look at this. Look at this number. It's going to have to climb an awful lot before the end of the game, so I wanted to get started on it. Let's see, for each 100 points of... Oh, no, sorry, this isn't the thing that determines the threshold. The thing that determines the threshold is in the engineering pay. With a threshold of 30,000 XP, people gaining 50 XP per day, we needed 600 days of training time on pilots who are not receiving any actual field experience in order for them to cap out, so I thought it was important to get on that, remember, we may still have deaths and stuff, so... but that means we are now shelling out a ton of money every month, which is a shame. So yeah, I did a bunch of spreadsheeting. I also, I also spent some time thinking about the wheel. You'll see I've adjusted the wheel a little bit already, and I probably will do more before the next episode. And also I played maybe upwards of a dozen games of Dota Underlords, and I am not accepting criticism on this matter at this time. Thank you for your understanding. It went 1.0, and the thing is, listen, I'm not going to try to tell you that auto battlers are great or that everyone should play them, because I don't think that either of those things are true. But I do like the Dota Underlords a little bit.
Hey boss, we've just completed those upgrades.
I think we don't want to start another upgrade yet. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're pretty broke, and none of this stuff is exactly critical. So let's just go ahead and keep moving. Also, I don't want to get too real with y'all, but I find that Dota Underlords is a pretty good, I'm having a depression day kind of game, because you only have to make a decision roughly every 90 seconds, and for the most part you can just sit there and watch it. And it fits real well into that mental space while I'm running something, watching a movie on the other monitor or something. So yeah, I guess if you find yourself in that place, that's a recommendation. Although, if you find that your depression is coupled with compulsive behavior, the way that mine is, which is my understanding is relatively common with people who have ADHD type problems, maybe not a good idea, because it sure is a thing you can play compulsively. Alright, let us land on Gardnaus and get into the fun part of the thing, where we shoot the robots with the other robots. So, I talked a little bit about the idea of having to pay penance for when we disobey the glorious Bloodwheel. And some of you might have noticed the thing that was in the queue there. I built us a penance mech. I built us a mech that I have to use when I do it. This isn't even the right... I've clicked the wrong button entirely here. I built us a mech that I have to use on missions where I have done a bad in the previous mission. So, this is the penance mech. I resurrected one of the Centurion 9As, and I basically just loaded it up with equipment that I have out loud said, why would anyone ever use this about? So you see we got some Infernos in there, there's a PPC. I really wanted to be double PPCs. I thought that would be fun because it would be way too hot to use consistently. But unfortunately, the laser slots, the energy weapon slots, are both in the center torso, and it actually doesn't have enough slots for 2 PPCs. Each one of them takes up 3/4 of the space in there. There's also a plus stability damage arm mod. That's a thing that I don't think is useful. So the penance mech here is a terrible, terrible machine that we will be bringing on this mission, and also every other mission following a mission where we disobey the wheel. And this gives me good incentive not to disobey the wheel. I want to thank commenter Garrett Eckhart for the kernel of that idea. That said, I don't. Three improved Infernos is kind of a lot of heat. It'll probably be okay. And check it out, we might be going to the desert. But before we determine exactly where it is we're going... Oh, they're both in the desert. Neat. Before we determine exactly where it is we're going, of course we must determine what it is we will be doing. So, interact with the thing. How do I wheel? Here we go. How do I wheel, he says. Glorious Bloodwheel, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the thing by which we will be burned. Oh good, it's close range spotter again. This went so well last time. Okay. Can only shoot at targets that are within support weapon range of one of your mechs. Got it. Easy. So, let's take an easier mission for that one. That could be a little bit scary, right? We're gonna go... What do I think salvage-wise, what do I think here? Let me tab back out to the big list o mechs. We actually do still need a fair number of mediums, so it might be reasonable to take a little bit of priority salvage, right? We also need money pretty badly. I'm gonna go heavier on the priority salvage here because there's so little money available. Is that true of the one other mission here? Ooh, it is. That is rough. Okay, we're gonna be cutting it a little bit close on cash. We have to make a payment in 10 days, and there's only 2. Ugh, okay. Well, this little trip didn't work out. That being the case, we might have to take money because we need to be able to pay our way to the next planet. Here, we'll just leave it in the middle. That's fine. All right. Close range spotter, fortunately, does afford us a pretty significant difficulty modifier, a +1, right? It is +0.5, in fact. Okay. So we can go up to 3.5 here. Obviously, this is... we got to throw the Penance Mech in there. The Penance Mech is a Centurion 9A. Hey, look at that. 3.5. Do we want to run this crew? Honestly, the Dragonfly is probably a pretty good fit, fighting enemies in the desert. We're very fire-focused here. It can be my spotter. It has 1,000 armor. And honestly, the Thunderbolt's not that slow. It can also potentially perform the spotter duty. It doesn't actually have a support weapon, but we can still get within 90 meters. It's not, it's not maybe optimal at fighting 90 meters from the enemy. Maybe we should replace the Thunderbolt with something that's a little faster. How about the Warhammer? The Warhammer's a creative weapon to use in a desert environment. Let's make sure that we have a coolant vent pilot on that one. And then this mission's going to be on the easier side, so we can afford to run somebody a little bit lower to train them up. I did figure out roughly what I'm doing with all these pilots. Who's going to be a good fit for this situation? I kind of want to train up Tigertail and Foxglove first. Let's get, wait, is Foxglove... Hold on, I have to look at my spreadsheet. No, I don't. Foxglove, I do. Sorry, I lied. Okay, we're going to do it with... Chicken. One of these guys is basically just replacing Returned, is the thing I'm trying to remember, is which one of them is just replacing Returned. I think it's this guy. Yeah, Tigertail. Because we need somebody who does the thing that Returned does, but also who provides the, who actually gets XP that counts toward our score. Do we want to leave the rest of the pilots in really good condition? Maybe, not screw around too much here? We can probably afford to take 2 weaker pilots out. You know what? Steamfitter is weaker pilots. That's that's the other one that will be. So, do we want to... I think we're good. We're running it like this. The Penance Mech is going to be a nightmare to play in the desert, but at least it has all of those Infernos. This is going to be crews doing a considerable portion of the work, this mission, I think. Alright. Close range spotter's tough, and it feels a little bit like a curse. Oh, right. Your boy left the wheel visible the entire time there. I was just paying tribute. Listen. If we don't put the Bloodwheel on screen for a certain number of seconds every episode, it starts to get a little cranky, and when it starts to get a little cranky, I start to have the visions again. So, forgive me. We're just gonna, we're gonna take things a little bit easy on old SB here by sating the Bloodwheel's foul urges. What are we even doing? A scientist for a Capellan conglomerate has turned industrial spy for a rival corporation from Davian. She was privy to numerous industrial secrets. Okay. We intend to use the false hope of negotiations to buy you time to forcibly extract the scientist. Got it. What could be easier? What could be more straightforward than that?
Command interface initiated.
I shouldn't have put Steamfitter in this slot, because I think that means he's the one who talks at the beginning of the mission. Alright, move up, occupy facility. Got it. Oh, Steamfitter had his mouth full. He didn't say a thing there because he had a sandwich with him in the cockpit. Whoa, what is going on with the jerkiness here?
You betcha.
That's very strange. Is my computer suffering some heat issues? No, it looks like everything should be fine. Okay, I don't know what's going on, man. You know what I'm going to blame it on? You might think I'm about to say the wheel. I would never do that. I would never blame our savior, the glorious Bloodwheel, for anything bad that happens on this Earth. It's Windows 10's fault. I'm going to say 90% likely.
What can I do for you?
This game came out, it's a little frustrating because like this game came out so long ago and my computer is so good and made of such expensive parts. It's very frustrating to see behavior like this. I didn't even realize I was running these guys toward a dead end, so we're just going to jump up over here. We're going to go skyward. And y'all just need to post up on the ridge. So it's been a little while since we did a mission that was this relatively easy. Yeah, man, I'm looking at my resource monitor right now, and there's no reason that this should be happening. I don't know what's going on. I'm just in general mad at Windows 10, and so I'm willing to blame it for every problem. Alright, remember, we do have 8 volleys on the Infernos. Wait, no, we have 8 ammo, which is 4 volleys. Maybe? I think. Yeah, because it fires 2 missiles. So, we can be a little cautious with them. Well, for right now, we can just run up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run up to the trees. I'm going to get in cover with the Penance Mech. Or, perhaps, I'm going to, instead of that, just reserve down. Why don't I just reserve down? So they are shooting at us already, which means they have vision of us, despite us not having vision of them. I'm curious about the source of that. We're going to let them all move before we do anything at all. Okay, so they ran a rifleman forward. Oh, he might have enhanced vision or something. That might be how one of them was able to see us. Alright, at this point, I feel a little bit more comfortable potentially leaving the Penance Mech out in the open, because obviously it's going to get to move at the beginning of the next turn. And I cannot shoot him from there. Alright, well, let's run over here and we'll just tap him with the PPC, see if we can't scramble his sensors a little bit. Oh, wait, shoot. That's right, I can only shoot at targets that are within support range of one of my... I'm so flustered by my computer thing that I have just earned us another visit from the Penance Mech. Ah, sad times. In fact, no one can make it to range. This is going to be a tough one. Okay, so we're using a Dragonfly, and I think I don't actually want the Dragonfly to go this way. I think we can have the Warhammer go this way, and I'm going to have the Dragonfly press these dudes over here, because I think our tougher mech should go in this direction. Maybe run over... Boy. Yeah, the jerkiness of the camera is really upsetting. I'm sorry, everybody. I do not know what is causing that. The Warhammer can go this way. Alright. Oh, we're actually pretty close to support range there. We're almost allowed to shoot at him.
Affirmative.
And I know that in theory I've already earned us a Penance Mech, so I could just kind of break the rules here, but I'm gonna try to stick to the spirit of the thing. So you are just looking for position right now.
I got you. Mech warriors, show them what you got.
So they have a Marauder, which is a less serious threat in the hands of the AI than it is in the hands of the us, because as far as I'm aware, the AI never uses aim shots. The only time they will aim for a specific body part is when they are shooting at someone who's downed.
Reserving action.
So we don't have to be too stressed about that. They're not going to use the coolest part of that Marauder. Also, this is a hell of an enemy squad for 3 skulls, huh? Maybe they made the missions generally more difficult? There's been a couple times in a row here that I've been shocked by the capacity here, the capability
How might
of the enemy team. Alright, we are definitely going to just run the Warhammer up in front of this guy and let him know who is the boss. Because he's got, like, real weapons on him, and I feel like we should take some of those away. Hi. I was thinking I might just core you. We core this dude? Oh, we totally could. This mech with this pilot?
All weapons are go!
Really hard to tell what's happening. Okay. You know what this is? So the camera feed from the battle is coming back to us from drones, right?
Commander.
Obviously. How else could this possibly work? Here's the problem. It's too hot for the drones. The drones are not functioning correctly. No, don't do that. I want to jump. What is going on with the control? I'm losing control fidelity too. Aha, we are within support weapon range here. Do I want to be shooting at the front or the side on this cataphract? Is his AC-10 mounted on his right arm? No, his PPC is mounted on this side. Oh, the AC-10's also... Yeah, no, we totally want to be shooting into that side arc then.
Here we go.
I'm going to turn off the flamethrowers and we're going to just give him everything in the torso, the side torso. Right? Yeah. Yeah. This is not that much weaponry.
As you wish.
But at least we're loading up the ability to shoot him with other people. And we damaged the
Taking a
AC-10.
critical hit.
That's something. So what do we have over there? Is that a Black Knight? Ooh.
Ready to rock.
Alright. Well, that may well be what we're taking 2 pieces of salvage out of. I probably don't want to expose the catapult. So am I just not shooting the large laser? Is that what's happening? Or do we... Okay, I can stay in cover. This is fine. Yeah, this will work. I wish I was in the side arc, though. Is it better to shoot his side arc or to get the laser involved? I'm gonna just play it safe back here, I guess. Since we don't have an aim shot available. If we had the resolve to aim, I would probably go from the front. Alright, let's hit that ammo bin. Yeah, it's just these camera drones, they can't really handle this this level of this lack of humidity. They're very humidity based. The cameras, you can't take a picture of something if the air's not moist. Everybody knows that. Okay, the Penance mech cannot get the angle we need it to get, so it's just gonna... It does have 800 armor. I did armor it up a little bit just so that it would be like able to survive these harder missions. It actually took quite a while for me to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with the Penance mech.
Affirmative.
Look at this. It fired a single weapon last turn, and it has accumulated heat. This mech is garbage. What a terrible thing. For a while, I was thinking that we would use. I wanted it to be something light enough to be able to bring it on smaller missions without it consuming a huge percentage of our total weight allowance, but also large enough and armored enough that if I had to bring it on like a 4-skull, it would work.
Yes, Commander.
And I had a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different designs. A non-zero part of what took so long for this episode to come out was me fiddling with the Penance mech. I mean, I sort of want to shoot it again because I think there's a non-zero chance that we could get this, right? I only need 1 weapon to land here. How are these guys doing on heat? They're probably actually pretty okay, right? Because they haven't fired too much. Ooh. We can maybe use the Penance mech to just turn off that Marauder. Do I have multi-shot? I don't have multi-shot. Alright, I'm gonna do that though. I'm gonna disable the Marauder. Do I have range? What's the range on these things? Is it like medium laser range? Range standard, okay. So this ought to work then. Yeah. His stability is not high enough for me to knock him over.
Roger that.
Wait, it didn't... Weren't the Infernos lit up when I was looking at this guy from this location? During the... Well, that's annoying. Okay, well, I guess I guess we're just going to switch back to the cataphract then. We'll try to get lucky. Okay, I could shoot him with the Inferno, so I'm obviously not going to. Either one of these weapons hitting the right body part will just knock that arm clean off. No such luck. But we don't need the cataphract. I think the Black Knight is the only one that we're trying to preserve parts on. I don't even think we're going to use a Black Knight. We just need it for the list.
Reporting.
All right. If we move the Dragonfly away from the cataphract, we lose the ability to shoot it unless I'm pretty careful about my ranges. We turn the one flamethrower back on, so we get a clean reading. Okay, if I move to right here, then we have support range on both these guys. Oh yeah, I wasn't allowed to shoot at the Marauder anyway before. Does that mean that I should actually... maybe I should jump up here? Yeah, I could jump up here and close range spot both of these guys. Do I care about the Black Knight first? Do I think it's more dangerous? I guess it's the real question. It does have a lot of weapons on it. Yeah, if we're going to take it down, we probably want to prioritize it. Alright, so let's jump to... Here works. I'm in range of both things here, and also this lets me manage my heat a little bit better. I'm thinking what I might do is jump in on it and try to dome it. We have 57 resolve, so not enough for 2 aim shots. Am I still within its... I'm not within sensor range here. Okay. We're going to jump right here. I want to still be in... I want to be in support weapon range of the Black Knight and in the right arc of the cataphract, and it looks like there's not actually a way to do that. Which means that maybe what I want to actually do here is use somebody else. Try to finish dealing with the cataphract now, and then we can sort out the other problems after the Warhammer has been allowed to, or after the Dragonfly has been allowed to move. This is really rough, man. I would really, really love it if I was able to shoot that guy in his appropriate arc and also have direct fire and also have cover. You know what? I'm just going to hit him with this without aiming, because this is going to knock him over either way, right? And we probably get the torso section, yeah, like that. But even if we didn't, it would be fine.
Inflicted some nasty on that some bitch.
Okay, so that guy is looking pretty weak. Should be very killable with the with any mech at this point. And now down to 1 initiative as well.
How might I help?
So let's have the Dragonfly. Now we can take up this position without losing any accuracy on him.
Here we go.
Good luck, Dragonfly. Do I just kill him? I probably just finish him off. Which does not involve the flamethrower. It does involve me turning off some of the weapon systems, though. That's annoying. So I'm probably not going to kill him then. In fact, I'm definitely not going to kill him. Everything would have to go to the right spot.
Firing.
It's fine. We'll just get him real close and let, apparently I took his leg off.
Good.
I guess his leg was pretty weak.
Waiting on you, Commander.
When you fire into the side arc a lot, you know, that happens. You end up with, you end up doing a lot of damage to everything on that side, even the things you aren't actually shooting at. So I guess we're not going to shoot the Black Knight at all this turn, but this does mean the Black Knight is a legal target from the beginning of the next turn, which will be nice. And we probably don't have to fire the PPCs here, I'm guessing. Actually, Steamfitter did a horrible job of aiming. It's not necessarily that the legs were really weak, it's that he put so much damage into the leg. 1 PPC will probably do the job. Alright, I like that.
And stay down.
That keeps us in a reasonable place on heat. God, look at how good she is at managing her heat. Cruz is just the best pilot in the company. That's probably not fair. Tire Fire is also phenomenal. And once upon a time, we had a couple of other phenomenal pilots.
How's it going?
Alright, Penance Mac, you're waiting. 'Cause I think this turn we're gonna try to do a heat shutdown on the Marauder. We'll have the Warhammer jump up there and get it. So I guess I'm just letting the Black Knight have its turn? Oh, that seems dangerous. Maybe we don't think about that heat shutdown thing. Maybe we just shoot this guy with the PPC because we need him to be shot with the PPC. Can I get Inferno range on him? I cannot. Alright.
Copy that.
We're running the pendants back out in the open. Maybe it'll serve as a little bit of a distraction. It's far enough away from him that he won't be able to shoot it with all of the weapons. But I definitely wanted to get the sensor impairment on him. Here's hoping. Okay, wow, that was really effective, actually. So we have a ton of resolve. We need to try to take this guy's head or legs. I want there to be 2 parts of him in the pool. We could have Cruz jump on him. Or we could have Cruz jump up here to provide us with close range spotter for this guy. Just so that we have options for dealing with him next turn. I'm not really sure what the right move is on that, honestly. We don't have a mech that's particularly good at headshots. This is kind of the headshot mech. So yeah, I guess let's do this, and the Dragonfly can try to make that thing happen. I am probably going to have to... Oh no, we do not quite have to go to the heatsink. Alright, that didn't really work. I did inadvertently rip half of that mech off, because the Warhammer just sort of does that. It's really earning its name. It's a very blunt instrument. Okay, maybe we're only going to get 1 piece of salvage on this dude.
Reporting.
Oh well, I don't feel terrible about that. I think that's okay. So let's run forward and... Here we go. It's obstructed, but it's still direct fire. So we could go after his legs, potentially. And maybe still be able to save him, save an extra part of him. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to spend a lot of resources going after the legs, and we're going to accidentally core him before we can do enough damage. So let's just go to the middle and get the thing over with. 1 more Black Knight piece will have to do.
Let's hit him where it hurts.
I think it'll be okay.
You have orders?
And then you just need to get close to the... Oh, I put you in a place where you actually can't sprint. This... Yes. Alright. Well then, we can just use the flamethrowers to turn him off. And the scientist board in the Dragonfly is totally reasonable. Dragonfly is heavily armored and also very fast. We will be able to keep that scientist alive. I'm gonna have to turn off all the non-flamethrower weapons, though, huh? Okay, we can fire missiles at him. Alright, I think looking at that, we probably could have missed with half of the flamethrowers and still got a shutdown. That was a nice, easy one. Alright, all we have to do is get out. It's a shame he gets to turn on. I believe mechs that are standing but in the shut-off state give you free aim shots in the same way that downed mechs do. So we could have had some free stuff there.
Heading out.
Good lord, base PPCs are bad weapons. Look at how bad my heat is. I've been doing nothing but firing this garbage. You've all heard me complain enough. I don't need to go on a big rant about the particle cannon.
Commander.
It's a giant lightning gun. It should be the coolest and best weapon. I'm sure that this is not the fault of the game developers, but rather the fault of the actual tabletop game, which I have never played. Despite the fact that I have, I did buy a box, like they had like a beginner's edition box at like a Barnes and Noble or something when I was younger, and I totally own some BattleTech stuff. I've just never played it. Looks like we're gonna have to turn off a PPC no matter how we do this, huh? Alright. Heat generation in the desert. Very, very brutal, even though I have coolant vent. So that was not quite enough, right? It's so hard to know what's happening with the the low polling speed. Alright, that guy's quite low. I think we could probably do this without spending the resolve for an aim shot, but why mess with it? Why not just go? My guess is that we're going to see a reinforcement pod spawn.
Now let's see how you handle this.
Gosh, I hope the next mission doesn't run like this.
I need a new target.
Oh, Okay, never mind. No reinforcement pod. Those are usually harder than that. That's not. I was a little worried when we saw the strength of that group, but apparently we're totally cool. So we get to take one piece of a Black Knight, which is totally valuable, and then we get to take some other garbage. Man, if we'd gotten a second piece of it, we would actually have finished the mech. Is there... Ooh, plus 10 damage small laser. I'll take that. That's a cool piece. Got some cataphract. Okay, got some other junk. Other stuff that we will probably make some use of. I don't know how many AC-10s we have, but you sure can go through a lot of AC-10s. They're a very useful gun. There's not a big weight difference between an AC-10 and an AC-20, and so you would think that you'd probably use 20s more often because of the fact that they do so much more damage. But it turns out the weight difference is just big enough. The weight difference on the actual guns is not that huge, but you do definitely have an issue with the ammo bins, where the AC-20 ammo bin only has 5 rounds in it. So that adds some weight as well. Okay, corporate secrets. A scientist has turned industrial spy. Go and extract... It's the same mission. We're doing the same thing, but at a higher difficulty level. And, of course, with a different restriction. Let's spin the... Oh, darn it, it did reset. Okay, well, if we get close range spotter again, we'll spin it a second time. I thought I had fixed that. Also, I accidentally turned the sound for the wheel back on. Okay, sneak attack. This is another one that we've already seen. Every mech must get shot in the back at least once, and sadly, we are bringing the same damn loadout, probably. Okay, actually, sneak attack is still plus 5, or plus 0.5, so we could go up to a 4.5 skull lance on this one. Do I want to change the... Let's take a little bit more money. This boy, we're gonna be so broke next month. Alright, we're taking it like this. So we do probably want to bring a slightly heavier loadout. We could replace that that catapult, maybe. I kind of want to keep the double flamethrower thing. Like, I think that's a good gimmick for this. We bring the Stalker? Does the Stalker push us up to 5? Stalker pushes us out only up to 4. So we could go a little heavier on something else. We could replace the Hardlight with, like, the Orion, maybe? This gives us a little bit better heat, and it turns out it doesn't change the thing at all. Okay, I think this is maybe what we're running. We could, I suppose. What if I put the Annihilator in here? That's 4.5. The Annihilator's a pretty okay mech. Yeah, alright, we're taking this. And I'm gonna obey the rules so that we don't have to... I did the thing with the wheel again. Sorry, everybody. We're gonna obey the rules this time so that we don't have to see the Pendants mech again next episode. I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna do as the wheel compels. Alright, Tiger Tail. Honestly, you're fine. Everybody's fine. Let's just run, like, pretty much the exact same deal. This is a good group of pilots, a good powerful group of mechs, and probably a pretty scary bunch of enemies waiting for us here. This would have been a really good mission to not have to run the Pendants mech. I'm very upset with myself. It's alright. This time we're not going to get flustered by the performance of the computer, because the performance of the computer is going to be so much better. We just got to get out of this. We got to get off this planet. This whole planet's cursed. That's what I've decided. We should have known from the name. What kind of non-cursed place would have a name like this?
Command interface initiated.
Alright, apparently we just drove in. They drove us in on trucks and unloaded us. Move up, occupy the facility, do the thing, get to the whatever. But let's be honest. The odds that I'm going to the evac zone are pretty low, based on the fact that we could just kill everybody. Want to commit our fast mech as fast as possible. The downside of the Annihilator over the Warhammer, obviously, is that the Annihilator is not quite as maneuverable. It has the same move speed, but no or one jump jet or something. Maybe it has 2. You can't really tell from the jump distance there.
What are your orders, Skipper?
It's not such a big deal, it turns out.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, what are we reading? We got a 70 and an 80. This is kind of looking like it may not be all that difficult, or all that different in difficulty. keep the stalker like back here probably.
I got you.
And you can also be up here for the moment.
Position confirmed.
Obviously, if we want to use those infernos, we got to do a little bit of maneuvering for it. They got a warhammer of their own. That's pretty good for us because that mech is going to tend to run hot.
Standing by.
We have to just wait.
Holding for tactical advantage.
'Cause obviously, we need the dragonfly to lead the push. Steamfitter, are you practicing lines from your screenplay again? Is that what's happening right now? That's totally what's happening. This dude, he cannot be made to focus. That is slightly outside of range. So I'm going to do something a little aggressive here. Boy, do I want to load the scientist right now? Is that a good idea? Well, I'm clearly within range here. I'm going to not load the scientist into the dragonfly at this early point in the battle, just out of fear that something bad will happen. But we totally have weapons range on that guy. I am allowed to hit him. Ooh, a Zeus. Have we seen a Zeus before? Is this a new mech? We need one of these, I believe. It's not a new mech. Yeah. Zeus 6S is on the list. It's on the big list of things. Oh, that's a 6T, though. That's some other guy. So we have a Warhammer, we don't need that. A Cataphract, we don't need that. Okay. Glad I didn't sacrifice a bunch of pay for salvage rights, then. Penance mech. Honestly, the Penance mech probably needs to approach. Let's wait until after all the enemy mechs have moved. Oh, also they have a King Crab. Yo, I'm so glad that I brought the Annihilator. We are absolutely going to need it.
Waiting for orders.
Boy, the rule set that we're operating under means that I have to put somebody in melee range of the King Crab before I'm allowed to shoot at it. Like, well inside of the AC-10 range. That's terrifying.
On my way.
Alright, Cruz, I need you to take this guy's head off. We gotta, like, play hard here. Okay, well, a lot of those shots that didn't hit the head did go center, so we're honestly not that far off of being able to just core that dude, which is probably the way this is going to end. Can I get a... I don't have any direct fire weaponry, but the shot, right, is still pretty significantly different when we have to use indirect fire. So we're going to do this, and we're going to, fingers crossed, that we do 152 center torso damage. It seems unlikely. But we got something. We got something on him. Actually, it was pretty good. Alright, Penance Mech, run forward as much as you can, and then PPC that man, and let's just hope it goes to the face. That would be pretty good. In either case, it'll knock him down.
Roger.
Alright, the arm is absolutely the worst place you could possibly have hit. But I'll take it.
Let's go.
Alright, good news is the Penance Mech... Oh, hey, that guy just ran into shooting range. I saw an orange number there and got scared, but I think he stray shotted the building. Oh, he also really lit himself up, which I appreciate. Can I Inferno you? No, I cannot. I can Inferno this guy. Doesn't really help to do so. I'm trying to debate if I think it's worth going for the head. I think what we do is just run up. And can I run? Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's run into this thing. Oh, but I lose my medium laser. There's a pretty big difference between 50 damage and 75 damage when a guy has 52 center torso health left. Am I going to run into the open? He moves on 2, it looks like. So if we want to try to stop him from getting up, we have to do it right now. Alright. Tiger Tail, good luck to you. It would be really cool if we got this kill. I am going to go ahead and fire the Infernos, because if the PPC hits center, a single Inferno shot makes a big difference here. The PPC did not hit center. Holy shit, that is 90 heat, though. I did some structure damage. He only has 37 now. Yeah, I guess he doesn't really get a turn. So that's something. He did move into position to punch me, though. He very clearly intends to punch me. So let's see. the Zeus and the... Oh, man, that King Crab moves on 2. That's rough. I think I'm going to reserve. Good luck to you, Steamfitter.
Roger
I mean, he's still got some evasion. Boy. Oh, boy. Do you see now? Do you see why I did not want to load the scientist into him? Okay. His arm is still on.
Internal structure damage.
That's my punch mod. That's the side my punch mod is on. Could you please take it easy? Alright, we need other people to go. We need some pretty phenomenal stuff to happen here. So, this Warhammer's quite low, but by showing its back armor to us, it has actually bought itself some time. We have 50 resolve? Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. The Stalker can potentially core this guy out from behind, right? His damage modifier, his damage reduction doesn't work if you shoot him in the back arc.
Roger that, Commander.
Then we can have the Annihilator try to take the head off of the Cataphract, and then we can have the Dragonfly move forward. And I'm sure we can get into flamethrower range on the King Crab and turn it off. That's my play here. But we have to do all this other stuff first because we're going to lose the rights to shoot at these guys once the Dragonfly moves away from them. I think the wheel is working. I think it is causing us to make decisions in a way that is compelling. I should have maybe thought about the volume of fire there. I was just like, this will definitely be enough damage, right? But I gotta remember that stray shots are a thing now, and I could totally have shot my own Dragonfly by doing that. Alright, that gives us just enough resolve to try another precision strike, and taking the head off of this Cataphract would be great. Didn't get it. Did blow his weaponry off, mostly. You know what? Honestly, I feel comfortable moving away from him at this point. We jump to here. Is my right arm that's screwed up? Yeah, okay. So we jump to here, an angle like this. So the Zeus is shooting mostly at my left arm. I could jump to here, but that puts my right arm toward everybody else. Yeah, we get to turn the crab off, and then he already moved this turn, right? So he's shut down for an entire round. Do we give him everything? It's probably not worth the heat of giving him everything, because I suspect... We may as well fire the SRMs. I suspect I'm not going to actually try to go through his armor in the old-fashioned way. We're gonna really try to get his head. What's his back armor look like? It's much thinner. Okay, so yeah, we definitely want to preserve heat, because the Dragonfly may jump up behind him, and... Oh, we're totally within... I didn't even do this for this reason, but we are within support weapon range of the Zeus, too, so people can shoot at the Zeus. But yeah, let's start with this. Let's light him up. Do I want to shoot him with all the flamethrowers? I could preserve some ammo, probably, by shooting him with only some of them. We don't need all of them. Yeah, but if I do this, and we miss just enough for him to not get shut down, the Dragonfly's dead, so maybe we should go all the way. For safety's sake. Okay, that's pretty good.
How's it going?
Penance Mech is now allowed to fire at a variety of foes. And I'm going to have the... Do we want it to just run forward like this? I mean, we're definitely shooting at this guy, right? Am I going to... Oh, hey, a volley from the Infernos actually only cost us 1 ammo there, despite the fact that it's 2 missiles. So it's actually 8 volleys. It's weird that it reports its ammo differently than every other weapon in the game. I wish it didn't. That would be it would be nice if it was consistent. Well, you know what? I'm going to move up on this, and we're going to... What does this guy have? 2 medium lasers, and of course a powerful punch. So I probably want to be at maximum range from which I can fire the Infernos at that guy, just to try to keep the punch at bay. I can move forward into plus 5% range. Okay, I'm gonna move to here, I think. Can I still hit him from... We're gonna move to here.
Move into position.
And we might not be firing the PPC this turn. Okay, no, I can do it. I don't want to aim this shot.
Locked on target.
As much as it would be nice to assure that the Infernos would get some heat damage up, we definitely want to save the aim shot for other stuff.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, can we shut him down again? I think I should be able to do this. If I move now, I'm probably... Let's see, if I get into his rear arc, I'm losing support weapon range on the Zeus. A punch is not a problem. I'm definitely not punchable. The Zeus could shoot me with a PPC and a large laser. I'm probably okay to let the Dragonfly just sit for a moment.
Reporting.
That'll let the Cataphract go, which is not a big deal. Armor on this side's getting a little thin, I guess. Yeah, I don't like this, but I might have to sacrifice the ability to shoot the Zeus to make the Dragonfly safer. We're going to do this.
Firing jump jet.
And we're going to try to core him. We're gonna get to work on it. It's actually not impossible that this will work from the rear. And he's on enough heat here that we might
Unloading a full 1,000.
be able to get him, if not overheated, if not shut down. Okay, cool. We did get the shutdown. Yeah, the Dragonfly's totally got him from here. Awesome. Now we can pay attention more to the Zeus with our other mechs. And the Cataphract moved forward enough that we might be able to get the Annihilator within range of it.
What can I do for you?
It wouldn't hurt to have the Annihilator, like, take a moment off. Unfortunately, there's no way to know... I'm reasonably sure this is support weapon range. There's no way to verify that. Should have thought of that while I was designing the wheel. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. I don't think I need to shoot at the King Crab. The Dragonfly's got the King Crab. I'm going to run up here. We could, like, really run for it and get the Zeus back in range. Yeah, I think the Annihilator in this position
Pedal to the metal.
is providing close-range spotting on both of these mechs. So we have targeting options now. We are actually allowed to shoot at all of the enemies again. Can I get to the back arc of that guy? I cannot. But we can start shooting the Zeus just in the side, I suppose. This is a lot of damage, right? Or we can try to finish off the Cataphract. It's not super weak. If I move this way, I can get into that side arc. Okay.
10-4.
That's what we're going to do then.
Engage target. I need a new target.
This is working out a lot better than the last time that we we had close range spotter.
Hey there.
Alright, the Penance mech definitely wants to just dump heat on the Zeus. So we need to figure out where... I do not have a lot of areas where I'm allowed to shoot at the Zeus. Like a weirdly small number. 60% resolve. We might want to do an aimed shot.
On the move.
The Dragonfly's already going to be able to deal with this guy, and then the question is just like, does the Annihilator need to aim at the Zeus? I want to hit him with more of the Infernos if I can, you know? I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're just going to aim for here. We're going to turn off the PPC. Okay. 75%. That's what I need. Looks pretty good on the Inferno hits. Not quite enough to shut him down, though.
Awaiting orders.
And then you are absolutely just doing this thing. I need to get 54. Let's turn off the flamethrowers for one thing. Obviously, we gotta preserve a little bit of ammo here. This should work. And we have Ace Pilot. If it doesn't work, we can run away.
Locking on target.
When the large laser missed, I was really nervous. We actually got really lucky with all of the other weapon systems. I can't quite make it. I definitely can't afford to jump, and I can't... Okay, I can make it to cover on this side. But that's showing him my right arm, which I don't want to do. Maybe I'm fine where I am? I think I'm fine where I am. We'll just get some bonus stability for not having moved.
Good to go.
Okay, this is actually really working out. And then we just move around here and shoot him in the back without aiming. That's probably pretty effective, because these are big guns.
Confirmed.
Oh, and at some point we should probably have somebody pick up that scientist. You're good. Just go for him. Oh, right. Heat is a real problem with this mech. I forget. Can I turn off the 10s and keep the 20s? No, I gotta turn off a 20 no matter what. Okay, we'll do it like this.
10-4.
I mean, there's no way this guy survives another round of this.
Commander?
Penance Mech is in a fine position here.
Moving out. On.
Ooh, actually, a lot of those missiles missed. I was planning on... Okay, never mind. I got the shutdown. That's a pretty rough position for him.
Reporting.
Okay, we should try to destroy his other leg if possible. I know we're only taking one piece of priority salvage here, but if we can keep 2 in the pool, then obviously we can hope to get lucky. Let's keep my left side
Move order
facing him.
received.
Alright. Go to his leg as best you can.
Confirmed.
It's unfortunate that he's going to be able to get up at the beginning of the round here. But we have enough resolve to go after him with the Annihilator.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Especially if he doesn't do anything. Yeah, let's try this. Let's see if we can knock that other... Oh, I moved to the wrong side. This is the side where the leg's already missing. Also, it's very hot. It's very hot out here. Alright, why don't we just take him then?
This should be good.
We're probably only going to be able to benefit from the 1 piece of salvage in the pool anyway.
You're dead.
And adding the second piece was unlikely to
Waiting for orders.
get it into our inventory. Alright. So we're getting the scientist. You're just gonna take a second and cool down. Everybody just take a second and cool down. It's too damn hot out here. Okay, no reinforcements. That one was a little closer. We did endure 2 full volleys from a king crab. It is a testament to the targeting skill of our mechs that it was only 2, though. Also, I may be coming around on those infernos. Maybe they're actually quite good. And that time, we didn't cheat at all. We don't have to use the penance mech any further. I'm definitely taking the piece of the Zeus. Yeah, there's not really anything else here that's compelling anyway. Alright. Well, that went well. That was like... We paid our penance, we did our job, and everything basically worked, and nobody even got splattered. Although I am a little bit bummed out about how little money we were able to earn on this particular world. I think, though, that is probably a pretty good place to call it for today. Obviously, we've done all of the things that we can do here, so we're going to have to find another world nearby that is maybe a little bit more lucrative, but that sounds like a concern for Monday. So come back then to see us continue to give the glorious Bloodwheel its due. And we'll see you then.